Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing? Welcome to day three of Advent of Code. Today, we're going to continue our journey to the tropical island in an attempt to rescue uh, our holiday. The story goes that we need to collect 50 stars to pay a deposit on our room. Uh, the stars are um, a currency on the island, cash only currency, and each puzzle gives us 1 star. There's 25 days consisting of 2 puzzles each, which adds up to 50 stars. We have 4 stars, and after today, hopefully, we're gonna end up with 6. Say hello in the chat, introduce yourself, and let me know how you got here. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you here. Thank you for joining and welcome. And without further ado, let's get to it. I have my repository in here in case you're uh, curious about previous day's solutions. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. Hi, Lars. Welcome. Lars has been a frequent viewer of my streams of Advent of Code. That's very nice. He's been there for the first 2 days. He solves them a few hours before I do. So he's, I think, just curious to see how am I doing it in JavaScript. All right, already set up here in VS Code the folder for day 3, index.js, which is going to have our solutions. And this is the boilerplate setup code that I just copied from the previous days. Let's open day 3 and see what it is about. Day 3, toboggan trajectory. With the toboggan login problem solved, you set off toward the airport. While travel by toboggan might be easy, it's certainly not safe. There's very minimal steering and the area is covered in trees. You'll need to see which angles will take you near the fewest trees. Interesting. Due to local geology, trees in this area only grow on exact integer coordinates in a grid. Okay, that makes it easier. You make a map, your puzzle input, of the open squares, which are dots. And trees are marked with a hashtag. You can see, for example, this is a map. Every hashtag is a tree, dots are empty spaces, so I need to go through the dots. I need to make my way through to the dots. Okay, these aren't the only trees though. Due to something you read about once involving arboreal genetics and biome stability, the same pattern repeats to the right many times. Alright, so it's a repeating pattern. Let's see, it ends here. And then, yeah, it's a repeating pattern. This is repeating itself. Okay, endlessly to the right. You start on the open square dot in the top left corner. I'm here and need to reach the bottom below the bottommost row on your map. Okay, so I need to get my way to the bottom row in here. Doesn't matter how many times I traverse to the right, although it needs to be the minimal amount of times. Okay, the toboggan can only follow a few specific slopes. You opted for a cheaper model that prefers rational numbers. Start by counting all the trees you would encounter for the slope right 3 down 1. Right 3 down 1. Okay. From your starting position at the top left, check the position that is right 3 and down 1. Then check the position that is right 3 and down 1 from there. And so on until you go past the bottom of the map. I see. So I kind of like have to travel like in an L shape. If you're familiar with chess and the horse piece, it's kind of like travel like the horse piece. So 3 right, 1 down. 3 right, 1 down. Okay. The location you check in the above example are marked here with 0 where there was an open square and X where there was a tree. Okay, so 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 down. X here was a tree, 0, tree, 0. A lot of trees. In this example, traversing the map using this slope would cause you to encounter 7 trees. Starting at the top left corner of your map and following a slope Can you guys hear me all right? I didn't have my my earpiece. I think this should be better. Sorry for that. Okay. In this example, traversing the map using the slope would cause you to encounter 7 trees. Okay, starting at the top left corner of your map and following a slope of right 3 and down 1. Yeah, that's definitely louder. Okay, thank you, thank you. Uh, how many trees would you encounter? Okay, so the question is, just do this basically. We're gonna get an input, and we're just gonna go 3 right, 1 down until we reach the end, and we count the number of trees or hashtags. But wasn't the question that I need to find a way to have minimal amount of trees? Wait, at the top somewhere. Uh, okay, you'll need to see which angles will take you near the fewest trees. I think that might be the part 2 of the solution though. So it doesn't say anything about that here in this example, traversing the map, okay? Left corner of the map and following the slope to the right. How many trees? I think that's part 2. Okay, let's get our puzzle input. Oh, okay, so this is the entire map that needs to be repeated to the right. Ooh, that's gonna be our first challenge of today. Let's save this in our project in here, day 3. Awesome. There we have it. I always make sure to remove the last new line character, otherwise it will mess up with the code. Looks good. Okay, I'm just going to save this to a map variable called variable name map, and I will not split it this time because that's our map. Or do I need to split it though? We'll see. All right, let's see. I think, yeah, the map is that far, so long that I'll need to definitely break it up to the right. How many times though? Well, that depends on, let me see. Let's first figure out how long vertically the map needs to is, and then given that length in vertical length, how wide it needs to be for us to be able to cover the entire ground. So we know that we go 3 to the right and 1 down. That moves us 1 position down. So then we've moved 3 positions to the right, and then again 3 positions to the right, 1 down. So I think we need to have the horizontal length of the map to be 3 times as big, 3 times bigger than the vertical one. Then we've generated a big enough map for us to go there. So I'll just go ahead and count. I'll start by counting the vertical height of the map, which I can do by splitting the map with new lines, and then it's going to be an array of each vertical line, and then I can just count the length of the array. That's going to give us the vertical length. And then inside a single entry, I can count the length of that single entry, and we're going to get the horizontal, the width of the map, and then I'll just divide the two, multiply by 3, and then we'll see how wide it needs to be or how many times I need to generate this. So let's start with that. Part 1 goes in here. All right, map split new line. We'll save this to what is this? A map section, map section. Yeah, and then we'll say const map height is equal to map section dot length, and map width of section is equal to the first item in the index, the length of that item. Yeah. Let's console log this and see what we have. Console log, the best debugger ever invented. node day 3 index. There we go. So that's definitely not right. Map height cannot be 1. And map, let's see if I'm doing something wrong. Map split by new, oh, I know, same thing as yes, it needs to be a backward slash. Okay, this should be good. So our map is 323 high, vertically big, and a section is 31 wide. So we need to have the map width of that section times 3. Wait a sec. Yeah, times 3, and then no. We need to have the map height times 3, and then we divide the result by the width of a particular section. And I think that should give us the required map width. What is that? Or at least required, not map width, but required number of sections. The number of times we need to generate that particular section that we have, to repeat it. Yeah, required number of sections. And it says 31.25. We'll round it up to 32. Math, how do you round up? Floor, not floor, round, map, CO, that was it. Map CO, math CO, okay, 32, great. So we have the multiplier now. We need to generate the map. We need to generate the map. Okay, problem number 2. Problem number 2. Generating the map. How are we going to do that? We have each line here in an array. We have, so this is basically an array of lines, and we need to generate new arrays. Oh, I see. What I can do is I can go through each array item, and I can repeat it X number of times, 32 in our case, and add it to that array. So we'll just expand it, and then we're gonna end up with 300, how many? 323 items in that array, and each item is gonna be 32 times bigger than what we have here. This is gonna repeat 32 times more. Yeah, we can do that. Okay. We're going to use the map function here. It gets confusing because we're dealing with map, the actual map from the input, and then map from JavaScript map function. Yeah, not the best naming. Map section, so that's one section. And we're gonna transform that section into having it repeat itself. Is there a repeat function? Oh, I'm going to bring up dev docs. I always use this. It's kind of like a documentation aggregator. You can choose whatever you want here, a bunch of different stuff. So I have JavaScript in here. Is it like something like a repeat function in JavaScript that's going to make my life easier? No, I know there is in Lodash. I could use a library. I could import a library to make it easier. Could I do this natively though? Copy. Maybe copy would help. Copy within. What's copy within do? Shallow copies a part of an array to another location in the same array and returns it without modifying its length. Oh, no, I don't need that. I do need concat. Maybe concat's gonna help us. Merge 2 or more arrays. Okay, what I can do, yeah, I can do this. I can just create a shallow copy of the array, concat it, and do that 32 times. That should work. So we have the first array, we're gonna create a second array, and then copy that. Okay, let's create a for loop. not a for loop. I think we can do oh yeah, we need a for loop. Okay, for const section multiplier, we'll name it that, starting at 0. Actually, no, I don't need a for loop. I can just use a for each. I can use this. No, I don't, because it's a number. Damn it. Okay, back to the for loop. Yes, section multiplier is smaller or equal. Smaller or equal. I mean, a bigger map is not a problem. Okay, let's keep it to equal. Required number of sections. Section multiplier plus plus. I don't write many for loops like these in a professional world, but during challenges you seem to always need them. Okay, section multiplier, and then we're going to have our section copy, which is going to be a copy of the section. And in JavaScript you can just do you can use the spread operator and spread it into a new array, and that's going to create a copy. And then we concatenate the copy, concat, to the existing section. And that's going to return or modify the array in place. Let's see, does not change the existing array. That's good to know. Const new section. So we need to assign it to a new section. And then we need to do this for 32 times. Okay, let's move up the variable scope up in here, and we'll just do I mean, we can start with just, no, we don't have to do that. We can do it like this. New section, concatenate, section copy. I could have just done in a one-liner. Yeah, that's good. I think this is fine, and then we just return new section. I hope I'm taking the right approach here by generating the map first. I was just thinking, I was writing this. I could have also kind of like went down the existing map, and then if I reach the right bound, it kind of like continue going from the left bound. But I think that's quite, yeah, it just makes it more complicated. But it's a different way to solve this without generating the entire map you need. I think this should be good. Let's console log now the map. So wait, we have map section. Okay, and I need to assign this to a variable, which is going to be map section, new map, bigger, wider map. Oh no, just full map. Okay, I think this should be good. Full map. Let's see, full map, the length. So that's going to tell us how vertically big it is, and this is going to tell us how wide it is. Okay, let's see what we have here. An error. Oh, that's not how loops work. Yeah, I was using something. Wait a second. It is how loops work. Jesus, how do I write a loop again? What a assignment to constant variable. Ah, okay. Read the error message first before you jump to assumptions. So we got 0 for that's not right. Let's console log our section and see what's going on here. empty. That's not good either. Let's console log our copy. Oh, bunch of console logs. The copy looks all right. And then, oh wait, I forgot to reassign it. Of course. I removed that before. Okay, this should be good. Assignment to constant variable. Yeah, because I'm defaulting to using const. I'm usually not reassigning variables in when I'm at job, but here I need to do it often, and that was a mistake. Not console log that. Okay, this looks good. So we have a map now that's 1023 kind of like dots, grids wide, and 323 grids height, which is three times smaller, bigger than what we than the vertical, and that's what we need to traverse. That's good. First section done. Okay, so starting at the top left corner of your map and following a slope of right 3 and down 1, how many trees would you encounter? Okay, let's create another for loop here. Okay, how are we gonna approach this? Let's have a look at our map. We start here. So we need to, I'll need to use a while loop. Or I could just use a loop that goes until the length of the array. Doesn't matter, both of them are fine. In each iteration of the loop, I'll need two variables. One to keep track of my x coordinate, so how far right I'm going, where I am, and then another one to keep track of my vertical coordinate, the y, and which will tell me how far down I'm going. And as I do that, on each iteration, I save the new coordinate in here, and then the new x and y, and then using those two coordinates, I go into the map and I access the whatever is at that position. Is it a tree or is it an empty field? If I find the tree, I keep another variable that counts up the trees. And then as I go through the map, I go far, far right, counting up trees, going, and I'll need to stop until I reach the far end of the map. So yeah, until the y coordinate is bigger than equal of the array's length. Then that's our last iteration, because the one after that just brings us off the map. There's no trees there, so we're done. I think that should that should work. Let me know what you guys think about this solution. If you spot any problems, they think, oh no, that's not right. That would be nice to tell me now before I spend an hour into this rabbit hole. But I think this should work. Yeah, I'm pretty confident about this. So we'll need to save the coordinates, x coordinate. That's cool. See you later, Lars. Let's y coordinates and let trees bumped into 0. And I think we can save this we can initialize it with 1. Yeah, wait a second. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Indexes start with 0 in JavaScript, and let's do it 0. That's better. Not create an off by 1 error bug. And then we have a for each. Can I do a for each? I'll stick to loops. let's y coordinate. I could also just get rid of this one in here and initialize it in here. It's the same thing. And then while coordinate is equal or smaller as well, yeah, equal or smaller, to full map length, which is the height of the map, and then multiply the y coordinate by 1. That's good. That is good. What we'll do here first thing is traverse right. So we're going to say x coordinate plus equals 3, and the y coordinate, what I need to do here first is do the plus plus before, or start with 1. But what the difference between doing the plus plus before the variable means that, hey, first add 1 to the variable and then use that result in the loop. So we start with 0. What's going to happen is on the first iteration, it's going to add 1 to the coordinate. So we're going to have 1, the y coordinate equal to 1, and then it's going to be 1 inside our loop. If we do the plus plus at the end, then y coordinate is going to be 0 in the first run, and then it's going to be 1 in the second run, because it's going to add 1 to the variable but return the old result, which is 0 during the first iteration. And because the first thing we do is we go 3 to the right, 1 down, we need to actually add the 1 to the coordinate before we use it. So now we have our position. I think so. Now in our first iteration, x should be 3 and y should be 1. And then using that, we can find the what's it called, like grid item. We can use starting. What did they name it in here in the puzzle? Top left. Yeah, I'll just call it grid item. Biome, only trees. Yeah. Okay. Grid item. Let's get that grid item. So it's the we have an array. Let me see. So we need to get this array item, which is the y coordinate. Y coordinate, and then inside it, we need to get the x coordinate. And that should give us the grid item. Let's log all grid items that we encounter. I'm going to remove the last console log here. We got an error. Can read property 972 of undefined. I think we're reaching the end of the. It does log a bunch of stuff though, so like a few trees and empty spaces mostly. But then I think we reach the end of the map for some reason. Cannot read property 972 of undefined at 27, line 27, 40, which is here. Okay, I think we reached the far right of the map. But that shouldn't be though, because our map is bigger than a 972. Our map is 1023. Let's see. As far as I recall, let me pull this up and log it again. Go up here. Yeah. How big is our map? Oh, I need to. Let's get rid of this console. 1023. And it says cannot read property 972 of undefined. I wonder whether the, so 1023 wide, that's just the first, that's just for the zero, that's just for the first uppermost uh, part of the map. I wonder whether I did something wrong and some sections of this map um, are not wide enough. Let me revisit this section of the code. So back again, we have the map section. Okay, a map section is a vertical slice of the map. And then the map height. Okay, so what we do in here is, wait, this doesn't sound right though. No, this should be map. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna rename a few variables because for me it's a bit confusing now what the map section is, what the full map is, and nice stream, Simon. Welcome, nice to have you here. Yeah, get some writing done. Do that. Simon is in the middle of creating a product of his own, and busy times. I know. I've been there a few months back when I created my first product. Intense times. So yeah, the best of luck, Simon. You got this. Thanks for joining in. We have a little spammer in the chat. Got that on the first day as well. Let's see what I can do about this, whether I should even care at all. I can do this. And I'll need to get, oh yeah, that works. Yeah, thanks, Chris. I'll need to ask some advice on how to moderate my channel. It's not that popular yet, so it's not that bad now. All right, continuing. So I'll just call this, so this is the map. I'll just call this input. Okay, I'll keep that to map. And this map with arrays. I think that is that clear for me? Map with arrays. Yeah. Map with arrays dot length is the map height, and map with arrays, the first one, the length is the width. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Required number of sections. We did that. Okay, so what map with arrays. Okay, and then we got the section. That's good. I'll keep it to section. New section. Section multiplier. Section required number of sections. That's good. We make a copy. That's our copy in here. Although we could just I don't think we even need a copy though. We could just concatenate what we have here. Should be fine. And then new section, we do that 32 times for each section, because then we go to the next section. Yeah, and then we return the new section. And then we have our full map. This should be good. I'm going to console log a few more times and see and validate that the map is actually what we expect it to be. I'm going to log the width of the map for the first 3 coordinates and also for the last one. Full map dot length. Is it? Yeah, length. No, -1. Yep. Okay, let's see what the console logs gives us. I might have I might have needed that copy after all. Yeah, okay. Apparently, I still needed that copy. Okay, so I mean, the map looks good. It's what we basically confirming here is that the first three the first three sections are 1023 wide, and the last one. So I'm just assuming everything in between is that wide. Okay, so we can rule out that. Back to our error. It says, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to console log the y coordinate. I want to find out which section is giving us trouble. Which section is not wider than 972, or at least it doesn't have 972 times width. Which is it? Oh, I see. It's just the last one. I think I'm off by one here. So it's 323. Yeah. 323 isn't. So we're in. Let me see. Oh, I see. I think I see. It needs to be smaller than, doesn't it? Yeah, it needs to be smaller than. Okay, good. I think this should be good. Let's run again. No errors. Perfect, perfect. Let's wait. No, I need that. Let's console log whatever we encounter. A bunch of stuff. Awesome. Okay, so if grid item equals hashtag, we found the tree. We found the tree hashtag here. Then we need to add to our tree bumps into trees bumped into plus plus. Awesome. And then the moment of truth, finally, ladies and gentlemen, 40 minutes into the stream, a little bit less. Console log answer to the first part. Hey, answer part 1 is trees bumped into. Ba-ba-da-bum, 104. 104. Is it right? Is it right or is it not right? That's not right. Okay. It's too low. It's too low. Thinking about this. Thinking about this. What have I done wrong? We got one in here. Goes down. It's too low. Okay, back to console logging the grid items. It could be also that I'm not, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to log the first section. See if I'm doing the multiply here right, if I'm generating the map correctly. No, at this console log at the bottom. No, I have a new keyboard and I need to get used to it. It's a pretty nifty keyboard. It's a split keyboard, split in two halves. It allows me to, instead of like hunching over my laptop, it allows me to keep my shoulders wide and pressed and chest forward. But it has a Windows layout. I'm using a Mac laptop, and I still need to get used to the keys because it has a function key I cannot remap with Carabiner. So my command is shifted by one key, and it always trips me up. But yeah, there we have. Okay, console log the full map first section. Let's see what we have in here. Comment this out. Okay, so this is our first section. Let's validate it. We have, so it's ending with a what? Hashtag dot hashtag dot hashtag dot. I think that's around here. Hashtag dot hashtag dot hashtag dot. This is our, like, what we get in here, and then we add this on top of it. So we need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 more dots before a hashtag. 1, 2, 3, 4 more dots before a hashtag. That's right though. Our map looks good. something wrong here. Trees bumped into. When we encounter a tree, am I traversing right? Am I traversing right? So on the first, let's log our x and y coordinates, see if we're traversing right correctly. Y coordinates. All right. No, scrolling up. Okay, so our first is why are we at 0, 0? Why are we even at 0, 0 if we... Oh, wait. Let me log it here after we've... Oh, I see what's wrong. Yeah, the y isn't it should be 316293. The y is off by 1. And I thought I did it right here by adding the plus plus at the beginning. I'll just start with I'll make my life easier and start with the y at 1. Okay, logging again. Okay, our traversal is right now 31629312 and so on. So we have 31 and remember we're indexing by 0, so 0 1 2 3 and 0 1 here, and then 6 4 5 6 and then 2. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's give it another spin, see if we have the correct answer now. 1069, so that is a bigger number. I have good hopes about this one. Yes, 5 stars. We're there. We're a fifth. No, not a fifth. A tenth of the amount of stars we need to get to the final 50 stars. Yeah, so happy. 45 minutes into the stream. I was hoping to do this under the hour. I'm not gonna manage that, but let's see how long it takes. Part 2. Time to check the rest of the slopes. You need to minimize the probability of a sudden arboreal stop, after all. So determine the number of the trees you would encounter if, for each of the following slopes, you start at the top left corner and traverse the map all the way to the bottom. Right 1 down 1, right 3 down 1, which is what we did. So we get 5 different slope or movement possibilities, and I think for each one of them we need to traverse the map and see which one gives us the least amount of trees. Is that correct? In the above example, these slopes would find 2, 7, 3, 4, and 2 3s respectively. Multiplied together, these produce the answer 336. Wait, why are they multiplying them? 336. What do you get if you multiply together the number of trees encountered on each of the listed slopes? I don't think multiplying them together is anything story related. It's just to add to make the puzzle a little bit more difficult or harder to guess, I guess. I think. Right. So this string seems pretty straightforward. We can reuse most of the stuff we have in the first part and just duplicate it for each slope. Not for each, for each slope. So that's kind of like for each of these 5. A sudden arboreal stop. Yeah, that's funny. You need to minimize the probability of sudden arboreal stop. I don't know how we are minimizing it though. What I thought when I read this sentence, I thought that we get 5 slopes and then we need to find the slope that gives us the least amount of resistance, the least amount of trees encountered. But if we're not changing our route in any way with the slopes, yeah, maybe we are though. All right, so let's see. We have, let's see what we can copy from the first part and reuse and adapt it to fit our second part. Okay. We still need to split the map into arrays. We need to calculate. We still need to generate the map. I'm gonna say here, generate map. Let me add this comment at the top as well. And then here, instead of one loop for one slope, we need to have a loop for each slope. We could just copy paste this loop 5 times and just change the x and y coordinates. It's a bit dirty though, but it's a quick solution. Let's see if I can come up something quickly that is more refined. I guess just try this. I could create an array that's gonna be the slopes array. And then inside of the array, I'm gonna have a multidimensional array with the slope, with each of the slopes hard-coded. Because slopes aren't an input. Yeah, the map is the input. It'll be interesting. This will be another element to the challenge if we have 2 inputs. One would be the map, and the second one the slopes. So you'll have like 150 different slopes that you have to check against. That would be interesting. Because then this would be, then we have to get this from the input. But now we're just going to hard code it. 3, 1, 5, 1, 7, 1, 1, 2. 3, 1, 5, 1, 7, 1. Nah. 1, 2. Do we make any mistakes? Nope. Okay, so here's our slopes. And then what we do, slopes for each slope. We put everything inside here. Oh wait, no. Nah. Yep. Okay, so our let's see. How far we go to the right, that is slope the first one. And then how far we go to the down is the second one, and it's all of them besides the last one, is we go 2 down. So what we need to do is y coordinate plus slope 1. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay, so we have trees bumped into, added up. So what we need to do is to have 5 different trees bumped into's and then multiply them. Multiply them. Let's keep track of trees bumped into. Const trees bumped into array, or more descriptive, for each slope. If this answer is right, we might be there under the hour. That'll be awesome. Awesome. Give an array. Okay, trees bumped into. At the end of the loop, after we're done, for each slope, we add the result to the trees bumped to for each slope. Trees bumped to for each slope. Concat, I guess. Trees bumped into. Is that what I want to do? And then assign. I'm not sure if this is giving us what we want. Let's give it a debug. An error, map with arrays has already been declared. Of course, I have duplicate arrays, variables everywhere. Okay. You know what I can do? I can just get rid of this because we already did it up top. Awesome, full map as well. We have it up top. Great. Okay. So then we reusing the full map we can get here. And then let's give it another spin. Still duplicate variables left. Concat of undefined. How is it concat of undefined? Because it's an array. I define it as an array here. Line 48. Yeah, we're here. Concat. Is it concat here? Oh wait. Yeah. It's a function. Okay, good. Ooh, that looks promising. We have the previous answer here, which is right because that's the second slope. And then we have 4 more different answers for each slope. So 87, 62, 44, 48. So this is the path of least resistance, right 7, down 1 for this particular map input, apparently. And then our answer to the last part is, would be so awesome if I get it right on the first try in just under the hour. Part 2, because I was really dreading this challenge. I was doing the last year's challenge, 2019, and I couldn't get further than day 3. It was something about the Manhattan distance, and I had to calculate the Manhattan distance of, let me pull it up really quick. What is it? Events 2019, day 3. So yeah, first part, I had to calculate. I had 2 cables and a path for each cable, and I needed to draw the path of each cable on a map, and those cables would intersect. And I had to find the intersection closest to the origin point, to the start point, and I just couldn't figure it out. But I'm not that. I don't have a mathematical background, so I'm not that strong in math. But apparently, there's a formula for calculating the Manhattan distance that I had to use. And I could just give it another spin now that I know that. But I was just taking a more of a like simplistic approach, like, okay, just trying to add the intersection somewhere, and yeah, I couldn't solve it. This one is easier though. So back to our last moment of truth. What do I need to do? I need to multiply all the values in an array. How do I do that? Yeah, trees bump to for each slope. Reduce. Yep, 0, 0. Okay, answer, and then trees bumped into, and then return. Wait, answer. Wait, answer needs to start with 1. Otherwise, we're gonna multiply everything by 0, and it's not gonna give us what we want. Trees bumped into. Yeah, this is a bit ugly. Let me pull this into a variable. Answer part. I don't like big one-liners where you do a bunch of stuff in one line, like a function and adding and stuff. My instinct to pull this out in a variable. It's kind of like what I've grown into as a developer. I've noticed this makes it much easier for myself and my colleagues later on to debug and see what's actually going on. It's easier to read through code if you extract complex parts into variables and reuse them, then just put everything in one line. It's hard to wrap your head around that. I made a typo, I'm sure. Yep. One. Okay, what do we get? One big number. Nope, not right. Too low. Okay, I was too optimistic about this one. Let's first figure out, I mean, is this... am I off by one again with this traversal? I think the traversal isn't right. Let me figure it out. We're starting at... Where? No, wait, we're not starting at 1. We're starting at slope. Yeah, I think that's what's wrong. The last... We're going to get a different answer for the last slope because the last slope is the only one that's not going down by 1 but by 2 every time. We get a bigger number. Yes, we do. I'm just going to console log the trees bump to for each slope out of curiosity. Yeah, so everyone, all the others are the same except the last one. The last one we get like 5 more trees because the slope is different. Yeah, we did not do the traversal right for the last slope. Yes, this should be the right answer. Pretty confident. No, it's still not right. Back to a traversal. I'm sure the bug is in the traversal. So we start with slope 1. Okay, so let's here the last slope we go one right one down 2, right one down 2, right 1. We start at 0. We start at 0. We go right 1, right 1 down 2. We're here. Is that correct? Is that correct? Down 2. We start at 0. We start here. We start to 0, 1, 2, which is the third array. That's good. That is good. Chat, if you're spotting the mistake somewhere, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to try and figure it out. So the x is good. I think we're good with the y is good. Okay, and then the x, we start with 0 and then we add 1 before we get the grid item. We add 1, so that's 0, 1. It's looking good. And then trees bumped into. Why? Wait a second. Why is oh yeah, we put it in an array. Yeah, that's what we wanted to. Let me read the puzzle again. Am I doing this right? What do you get if you multiply together the number of trees encountered on each of the listed slopes? Which is what I did. They're not. I'm gonna do a silly thing. I'm gonna take out the calculator and multiply them by hand. See if I'm doing something wrong with the multiplication. Oh, so I can just rule that out. 87 times 169 times 62 times 44 times 53. 2, 1, 2, 5, 5. Okay, multiplication is right. So that's not it. So the tree should... There's something wrong. Did I fill in this correctly? The slopes. Let's see. 1, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1. 1, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1. 7, 1, 1, 2. 7, 1, 1, 2. Slopes are right. Our input is the same, isn't it? Although it hasn't changed, you can still get your puzzle input. Map is the same, slopes are correct, the traversal is right, the counting is right, multiplication is right. What's going on here? We start at 0, we added before we actually go in there. Trees bumped into start at 0 for each, and then we added. Maybe, is this right? We start at, wait a second, if we start at 2, for example, if we start at 2 here, and then we add another 2, and then we reach the end of the map, smaller or map length. I think it needs to be smaller than the map, because we're gonna get an error. Yeah, we're gonna reach an out of bounds. Yeah. Cannot read property 323 of undefined. Yeah, no, it needs to be smaller. So I think we're going through the entire map here. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Our map isn't right anymore, because we generate the map with assuming that we went three positions to the right every time we went down, but now we have a slope that goes 7 positions to the right, meaning that, and 5 as well, meaning that these two slopes reach out of bounds horizontally before they can reach the end of the map at the bottom. But we should have got an error. I wonder why we didn't get an error there, because this would be undefined. Oh, I see, this would be undefined, or no. What happens if you have a string? Let me pull up. What happens if you have a string and you try to access an item outside of its bounds? Let's say this. What is this return? Can even do this? Wait, const string. Undefined. Yeah, so that's what's wrong. Wait, yeah, string. That's what's wrong. I found our error. We get undefined for a bunch of positions for these slopes because they are out of bounds, and undefined is not equal to 3 because there's no map there, and then we need to add more trees. So we need to find a solution. We need to create a bigger map, and that map is gonna give us different answers for these two slopes. It's gonna be a bigger answer. 62 and 44 is gonna be different, bigger numbers. Okay, let's copy the map generation stuff here. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy that, and I'm gonna say map height. Oh, I need to rename all these variables. Map height. Map height's still the same though. Map width of section, that's still the same. Required number of section, that needs to be different. Rename required number of section part 2. Part 2. And then not times 3, but times 7. I'm just gonna hard code this. Times 7. That's the slope that goes the farthest to the right. And then full map, rename this to part 2. Although I'm not sure if that's gonna mess up with the above. No. Full map. I need to rename it at the bottom as well. Required number of sections. And then section, this is all right. And then I need to use this map in the traversal. Are we good? Are we good? I think so. Let's log the results now for each slope, and see if we indeed, if I'm correct, we should get the same numbers for the first, second, and the fifth slope, but higher numbers for the third and fourth slope. Yes, we are. Okay, I think this should be good. This should be the right answer for part 2. A very big number in here. We did it. We did it. 1 hour and 5 minutes. Not too bad, not too bad. We found the answer for the second part of day 3. With that, we're done. We have 6 stars waiting for the 4th day. That's really great. Thank you, Chris. Did you solve it as well? I'll be curious to see to have a peek at your solution, see how it is, how it looks. Or are you going to solve it later on in a later stream? But I'm really happy I got that eureka moment about the map that I needed. For some reason, yeah, JavaScript is odd in that sense that it should have a more stricter language should have actually given me an error here, because I'm trying to access a character in a string out of bounds, and JavaScript just returns undefined, and then it doesn't complete at all. It just goes on. I'm really glad I had that eureka moment to actually check this, if this is if the map is wide enough for all of these slopes. Yeah, haven't done it yet. Doing it in an hour or so, 8 hours, so when I wake up. All right, good. Yeah. So Chris is a friend of mine. He's doing the Advent of Code as well in Rust. If you're curious, check out his stream. Let me link to it in the chat pretty quick. Twitch. I think I saw it in here. Yep. Check out his stream. So in about 8 hours or so. Good. If you're curious about Rust, or if you're just starting to learn it, I really recommend it. Or also to just see how a different person comes up with a different approach, because each there's so many ways to you can solve these puzzles, and everyone has a unique way of doing them. So it's really fun to see what different type of solutions everyone comes up with. So definitely check out his stream. I'm gonna call it a wrap. This was day 2. I'm going to commit the solution and add it, push it to the repo, so you folks can check it out. Git push origin main. There we are. Refresh. What went wrong here? Did I not? Oh, I see. Git pull. I did a commit straight on the repo. Git pull origin. I don't want a. Oh, yeah. Did I end up with a merge commit? No, I did not. Oh, I think I did. Let me check. Oh, I hate merge commits. What is here? No. You know what I'm gonna do? No, I'm not gonna do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my stuff. Never mind. I'll have to live with this merge commit. Okay. Reminder, folks: always pull before you push. Okay, we are good. Okay, so day 3 on here. Let me link again to the solution in case you're curious. Want to check it out later. Yeah, join me tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Central European time. I'm going to not stream in the weekends though. I'm going to solve them, but I'm gonna take time off for streaming in the weekend, and therefore on Monday next week I'm gonna continue with what's gonna be day 5, day 6, day 7. With day 7, in the beginning I'm gonna do a small recap of days 5 and 6. And go through my solutions, and then we're gonna go continue the stream with the 7th day. That's if I manage to get all the solutions in the weekend. Anyways, thank you for joining in today. Thank you for being there, Chris, and keeping me company. I hope to see you tomorrow, and yeah, till tomorrow. Bye bye. Have a nice day, evening, good night to you, to Chris. See you tomorrow. How do I end this? Oh, my phone's out. Oh, I have to do it here.